I think it's pretty safe to say that the state of movies right now is odd to say the least. Superhero movies, the dominant force in the film industry, have kind of been the butt end of every joke lately. A lot of people think the MCU is in decline, and DC is flat out getting rebooted. There are other major franchise reboots that have just come to an end that are taking a number of years off, whether that be planned or due to a bunch of creative differences behind the scenes and production issues. Other major franchise reboots are just getting flat out canceled due to poor box office results and just completely restructured. Notice a common theme among Warner Brothers properties. Throughout all this chaos, if the Top Gun Maverick box office results have told us anything, it's that moviegoers are searching for a new franchise to root for, and Avatar may just be that franchise. That's right, Avatar, a movie that released over 10 years ago and had no sequels whatsoever, despite being the highest grossing film to this day in history. As a matter of fact, there is a ton of debate about whether people even still cared about Avatar, but we've seen the box office results so far of Avatar The Way of Water, and it's very clear that people definitely still care about this franchise. But then that begs the question, why do people still care about this franchise? I mean, no offense, but the cultural impact of Avatar can't exactly be compared to that of Star Wars or Jurassic Park. So what exactly is it that have made Avatar 1 and 2 smash box office records at such an unprecedented rate? And the reason why is actually very similar to the reason why Top Gun Maverick was so successful back in the summer. And honestly, if more movies understood this simple concept, then they could also be making these numbers. The reason the Avatar franchise is so successful is because the people making the movie care about the movie experience. These are not the kind of movies that audiences want to wait to see on something like Disney Plus. The movie itself feels like it's meant to be seen in the theater every time you watch it. I'm kind of late to the Avatar, hype. So I actually, a few months ago, saw the first Avatar film, and watching it on my TV, I felt like I was in a movie theater. I felt so immersed by the world. Like, the characters were okay, the story was pretty simple, but it was really the world of Pandora that sucked me into the story and made me just have an absolute blast with the film. If they re-release the film again, I will absolutely be there with my 3D glasses on because I really want to experience that film the way it is meant to be experienced. There is a reason why when you look at all the reviews for the new Avatar film, everyone is talking about you have to see it not just in theaters, but in 3D. Because this is a film, this is a franchise that is absolutely made for 3D, that uses groundbreaking 3D technology that immerses you in the world of Pandora unlike any other franchise is able to immerse audiences into their world. And even with admittedly simple story beats at times, it is able to get you extremely emotional because of that. There is seriously a scene in the new movie where this boy is interacting with a whale, and there were literally tears in my eyes because that's how much I cared about that one sequence alone, because it was just visually beautiful. Like, I know everyone's like, well, visuals aren't everything, but the visuals can really enhance the emotion of a already really good scene. There are very few movie experiences I've ever had that matched the experience I had watching Avatar The Way of Water. And I have been to 3D movies before, and there are a lot of movies where, of course, I'm going to remember seeing them in theaters. There's a lot of movies that I've seen multiple times in theaters, and I remember all of those viewings. But the memory of my first time seeing Avatar 2 in theaters will forever be cherished because of just how phenomenal of an experience that really was. I know a lot of people have criticized the Avatar franchise for being too one-note and simple, but the Avatar franchise is doing exactly what any good franchise should do and any good movie should do, and it's provide escapism. A good movie should have you just glued to the screen for the entirety of the runtime. And sure, the story of admittedly the first film is pretty simple, but you can see a noticeable upgrade in quality of storytelling between the first and second film. Especially after hearing how Disney reacted to Avatar 4, I'm very excited to see where this franchise goes, and honestly, by the end of it, it could be like top 5 or top 3 franchises for me. The storytelling's only going to get better from here. So in other words, the reason the Avatar franchise has succeeded as much as it has is because they succeed at being real movies. Real movies that you absolutely have to see in a theater and not just wait till they go on some streaming service to watch on your television. These are movies that absolutely have to be seen in the best format possible because at the end of the day, the people making these movies care about the movie experience. I really hope Hollywood learns the right lesson from the success of this franchise and maybe instead of prioritizing a bunch of different spin-offs and sequels, prioritize the movie experience. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. See you all in the next one.